Nice.
Yeah. Oh, well. Oh, well.
That's a record for the number of meetings. That's what we can.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the East Dubuque City Council meeting. It is Monday, April 27th. I ask that you please turn your cell phones off during the meeting. Please be quiet during discussions. Before we get going, I just want to apologize for the late start. We did have a zoning board of appeals meeting ahead of this, so we'll get started. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
(26-0430) call to order.
Bergmeyer.
Here.
Dagenhart.
Here.
Fleur.
Here.
Meyer.
Here.
Roby. Taylor. Mayor Digman.
Here.
Attorney Hess.
Moving on, new business, 26-0431, discussion and possible action to approve rezoning application for Chad Ellis Construction at 201 Hill Street in the city of East Dubuque.
So this is taking a property that is currently zoned business, but is completely surrounded by residential, with the exception of the Captain Mary property, which is arguably residential because it's bed and breakfast. And so we'll be rezoning that in the hope that we'll be bringing back a plan to bring in residential construction. I recommend this. I passed the zoning board unanimously, and I recommend this for several reasons. One, we badly need affordable housing in East Dubuque. We need the kind of smaller homes that families can afford to get into. We also need the kind of housing that keeps seniors in East Dubuque and allows them to move out of their larger homes and open those up for families. We also need, it's also a major opportunity, I think, developing this property to increase the taxable value of the city, which is really the only way to spreads the tax burden that's on current taxpayers, and so eases the tax burden on them. We can strengthen our schools by attracting more young families and keeping more young families. As I say, so I think for all those reasons, but this isn't about the development itself at this point. It's just about the zoning of that parcel, and that's the parcel up on the board. And as I say, by our code, you can make a much better argument for this being residential than you can for this being a zone business. You'd have a hard time finding other places that are completely surrounded by dozens, really, I think, of residential properties and our zone business. So that's the question, I think, tonight is whether the appropriate thing is residential or business for this location.
Any questions or discussion? If not, we need a motion to approve the rezoning application for Chad Ellis Construction from business to residential, general residential.
I'll make that motion.
Second it.
Roll call.
Bergmeyer.
Aye.
Dagenhart. Fleur.
Aye.
Meyer. Roby. Taylor.
26-0432, discussion and possible action to appoint Delbert Belkin and Mike Hoffman to the Zoning Board of Appeals in the City of East Dubuque.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Roll call.
Dagenhart.
Aye.
Fleur.
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Bergmeyer.
Aye. I didn't even get to give my speech for Delbert.
Both good men.
Absolutely. Be sworn in at the next meeting. Twenty-six 0433, discussion and possible action to approve an ordinance for the fiscal year 2027 budget.
Thank you, Mayor. So we've, at the last meeting last week, we trued up the current year budget, and that allows us to have better projections for next year's budget. And I think at that meeting, we went over a lot of the key points. So I'll go over the major points for the 26-27 fiscal year budget. So in this budget, both the general fund and the sewer are in the fund are in the black. These are two major funds. The only reason that the general fund wasn't in the black before this year was that we paid off the City Hall mortgage early, and we paid cash for our last fire truck. We paid cash for our last police cruiser, and we paid cash for the new dump truck for the Public Works Department. So in the past, all those things would have generally been borrowed money. By paying cash, we save ourselves money going forward and save a lot of interest. So even at that, this budget takes us into the black in those funds. The water fund remains in the black. It also, we've cut property taxes, the property tax levy for the second year in a row. Our property tax levy started 2 years ago, I think, at about $400,000. It went down to $378. Now we'll drop it another $20,000. And I'm not aware of anybody else in the county that's cut property taxes 2 years in a row. That I don't know everything about each of them, but we are heading toward one of the lower city or village property tax rates in the county when you consider both the property tax and the fire district, because we include both of them in our budget here today. So in addition to cutting property taxes 2 years in a row, we also have no fee increases in this budget. We committed 3 years ago when we had such the deficits in water and sewer and huge expenses coming that we had to raise rates at that point. Rates at that point hadn't been raised, I think, 4 or 5 years prior to that. We committed at that time that we would go for 3 years without raising water and sewer rates. And we have kept that commitment in this budget. We will get through the next budget without a fee increase for water and sewer, and that'll be the third year in a row. We also are spending $326,000 on early retirement of market rate loans. So we will pay off the Vactor truck, the sweeper truck. Let's go to the next slide. The Vactor truck, the sweeper truck, and the 3-year loan we had on the fire truck early. I'm sorry, it's $435,000. My mistake. So we'll spend $435,000 paying off those loans early, which will save us significant interest amounts, but it will also free up $267,000 that we're currently paying every year on payments on those loans. So those payments, that $267,000, if you view that in terms of the only market rate debt that we have added, and that would be the bond for the emergency services building, that payment will be $90,000 in the first year and $140,000 in the second year. So we are, by paying off our market rate loans early and by paying cash for the fire truck, essentially 2 fire trucks almost, and the plow and the cruiser, we have freed up more than enough money to be able to make our bond payments from existing revenue for the emergency services building. The other things we've done, we set aside $80,000 for future purchase of vehicles. I should have left it there. Here we go. And so I put aside $40,000 for police vehicles in the future. The reason that one is higher than the others is we are hopeful to be able to get the K-9 program up and running as soon as possible. And that was a commitment we made when we were forced to stop the K-9 program. I still don't know if we'll be able to do that in this coming budget, but by setting the money aside for the police cruiser for that, we've at least got the financial ability in place to be able to do that. Then fire, we didn't set any aside this year because we're focused on reducing debt, and we bought 2 fire trucks in the last couple of years. But EMS, we're making the final payment on the current ambulance. We invested around $30,000 in upgrading and bringing that ambulance up to speed. That won't buy us another 20 or 30 years, but it'll buy us something. And so we'll put some money aside for the next ambulance, and we put money aside for the next public works vehicles. I think this is really a sea change for the city. The idea that we're going to hold money and add to it and then be able to invest it to be able to pay cash for vehicles means that the money that we're holding, we're able to make interest on, generate revenue for the city with that, but we're also able to pay cash instead of continually adding to the city's debt, which has been an issue in the past. And the other issue would be the TIF. The TIF fund is fully funded, and I think we're seeing the results of our TIF expenditures on the facades on the main street. We've put more money in for those. We've also set aside or budgeted here for funds for future development, as we talked about with the potential subdivision we were talking about tonight. Those kind of increases in property value benefit everybody and benefit the city's future. So we're really excited about the ability to do things with the TIF in the future. We also set aside funds for the opening of the emergency services building in this budget so that we're prepared for that going forward. And we've got one proposal for an amendment to make tonight, and then we'll open up for any other amendments people would like to make.
Sure. I would like to propose an amendment to the community relations line from $1,000 to $10,000.
So the purpose of this, we've been having some meetings, and there's a lot of concern, particularly in our business community, that with a bridge closure coming up this summer, that it's really going to put a strain on our businesses of all types. Most obviously our taverns and things like that, but also our retail sales, and even the really pretty much all of our businesses that draw people and require people to be drawn to East Dubuque. So we're looking at an opportunity to work with the business community and the businesses to be able to really promote the changes we've made in East Dubuque, the growth in this downtown and the really beautification of the city, and to be able to draw people here to take the extra. It's a 5 to 7 minute drive to take the other bridge and come to town, and that shouldn't be a big deal, but when you're talking about going someplace for a hamburger, I could see where that would be an issue. So The mayor and I have been talking with some business leaders, and we think we don't have a plan together, but we would like to set aside some funds to be able to assist the business community in basically an advertising campaign, reintroducing people really to East Dubuque.
Any questions or discussion on that amendment? If not, we need a motion to approve the amendment.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Roll call?
Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer.
Aye.
Bergmeyer.
Aye.
Dagenhart.
All right, with that, we'll need a motion to approve an ordinance for the fiscal year 2027 budget.
You want any questions or anybody? Should have opened it up for discussion, or
I mean, was there any discussion on the,
I know we talked about it a lot of the main items last week. I can go through it in any detail people want.
I have no questions. I have none.
all right. Before we get to that, I want to say thanks to city manager Seitz, the department heads, the city treasurer and city staff for all their efforts creating the 2027 budget. 3 years ago, we inherited a mess. Today, we stand on solid ground. The reason for these results are because our budgets are created with substance. We are very transparent with our quarterly updates and pivot as necessary. This budget is an honest budget for the city and its taxpayers. I recommend we approve it.
I'd just like to add that I would like to thank the managers, police chief, fire chief, public works director, and our treasurer, Pam. I know we didn't mention her at the last meeting about it, but every time I need to find a document or a expenditure we made in the past or whatever, or have an idea, she has really grown into that treasurer's job, I think, and has brought forward a lot of ideas that really make things run more efficiently and save us money. And our managers of our departments have really taken hold of their responsibility to manage their budgets, to propose ideas, and to watch every dime. And I think they watch the expenditures in their areas like it's their own. I think there's even a little bit of healthy competition among them to see who can come up with the best ideas to save money for the taxpayers. And I can't watch everything, and I don't know everything about each of these areas, so I count on them to bounce ideas off, to receive their ideas, and to have their expertise really dictate this. This is a product that could not have been created 4 years ago because there wasn't the involvement from the managers at that point, and there wasn't even the knowledge of how the budget operated. And these folks prepare the budget, bring those budgets to me, we discuss them, and we go through it. And that's the kind of joint operation that I think is really serving the citizens well. So.
Any further discussion?
Nope. I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Roll call.
Meyer.
Aye.
Bergmeyer.
Aye.
Dagenhart. Fleur.
Aye.
26-0434, discussion and possible action to approve a resolution authorizing execution for the sale of surplus property in the city of East Dubuque.
So this is the lawn tractor, and we'd like to put it up for sale. We've got the opportunity to trade it in, but we'd like to see if we can do better selling it outright. Anything you want to add about your vehicle? No. This is an opportunity to advertise. It's what are the specs on it?
It's a John Deere X758 four-wheel drive.
John Deere X758 four-wheel drive with how many hours?
500 plus.
Somewhere over 500 hours. It's been well maintained. It's in good shape. It's just for the rigors of everything we do here, it's time to rotate those.
That's a diesel, right, Tony?
Yeah, it is a diesel. So if anybody's looking for a diesel, John Deere, lawn tractor, four-wheel drive, Contact Pam.
What do we want for it? How much are we asking?
You got a bit, throw an estimate in there.
Yep.
You know what they cost new?
Rather a lot.
$15,600 for just a gas, and the diesel's $3,000 more.
All right, duly noted. All right, any questions or discussion? Otherwise, we need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Bergmeyer,
Aye.
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer.
26-0435, executive session for personnel matters. Need a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion.
Roll call.
Dagenhart,
Aye.
Fleur,
Aye.
Meyer,
Aye.
and Bergmeyer.
Aye.
Done raining.
Twenty-six 436 discussion and possible action on matters discussed in executive session. I need a motion to approve the payment of budgeted amount of bonus to the city manager as discussed in executive session. Again, these are budgeted funds that were budgeted in the 2026 fiscal budget and approved.
Second.
Roll call.
Meyer.
Aye.
Bergmeyer.
Aye.
Dagenhart.
Aye.
Fleur.
All right, 25
6.
26, I've got this one. 26 0437, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call.
Bergmeyer.
Aye.
Dagenhart.
Aye.
Fleur. Meyer.
We are adjourned.